Back to our discussion. We are 31 minutes deep into night. Time to go. So let's look at some of the major happenings of the week. GMX's Ghana Music Xperience, the streaming platform, has officially been launched. And I don't know, Tili, you go some?
No.
No. You no go?
No.
Oh, Boo, you no go?
What are they going to do?
There's a streaming platform that is here to revolutionize revenue collection.
Massa, maybe waste of time. I had the invite. It was Frank, our own Frankie 5.
Frankie 5.
Yeah.
You
know, when I saw the invite, I laughed. He says, "Your invite from the vice president." Then I laughed. You know, I mean, it was for me. I told you from beginning, this is not. It's not a bright idea. So I didn't want to go and waste my time there. For what? There's no need to go and waste my time there. And Sashi and maybe I made the confusion crying about
why would the vice president invite you for a streaming platform launch whilst the thing is not, or the platform is not for the government?
Thank you. You see, so that's exactly what I'm saying there. Obia to papa, so they don't even know. And I can show you. I mean, I don't know if anybody else got what I got, but I'm sure everybody got what I got. It's not like I'm special. I'm not. You know.
No, you had something different, because I had a different message from Kuka.
Maybe I'm lying.
I had a different message from Kuka though.
Maybe I'm drunk. Me too, I know they drink. Maybe I'm high. Me too, I know they smoke.
Shout out to Kuka this morning.
Maybe you will take some water.
Yeah, maybe.
I
beg, you know being with this. You know
yes.
Be the vice president with this.
Yes.
Or are they like?
Yeah.
You know be the same thing.
The same thing.
You know be the vice president. So the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Anyway, this morning we get to speak we're speaking with Accra. She is the marketing and communications director for GMX, and the Ghana music streaming platform officially was launched. That was on the 30th of October 2024. The platform is owned by GMX Multimedia and designed by Omni Strategies, and is being operated with support from the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. Now, a few weeks ago, the Vice President of Ghana and the flag bearer of the new patriotic party, Dr. Mahamudu. Is there a difference between Mahmudu and Mahamudu? Dr. Mahamudu Baumia announced in a meeting with some creatives, and I know Tilly was there, Kwame Dazi was there, and of course, Adam is everywhere. You go for that one, so. Opa say bye.
No opportunities for questioning.
Okay.
So we just go eat, drink, and
then we finish them close.
Then I'll be
Charlie.
They do PowerPoint.
Yeah, like a slight one.
Well, present at the launch was Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia, and he expressed that his hopes in helping boost the music business in Ghana with a partnership. The Ghana Music Xperience is more than just a music streaming device, as it has just been illustrated. He said it's much more than that. It is an embodiment of what it means to preserve our culture, support our artists, and leverage technology to foster economic growth within the creative arts industry. That is what our Vice President and also flag bearer of the MPP said on the 30th of October. That was Wednesday. Wednesday, and I'm on Fukushia. That was on Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Somewhere last week, right?
Last week, yes. Well, this morning we're trying our best to get to Akisiaka. She is the marketing and communication director of GMX, and ask her a couple of questions. We just want to find out from her. And I think during the week as well on Daybreak Hits, we had the opportunity of speaking to Antoine, who is the director and co-founder of Aftown, because there was a narrative that was flying on social media where people were saying that the GMX is the first Ghanaian-owned music streaming platform. Yes, and wanted to get clarification on that, because to be a pioneer in the industry and then people are trying to take your position, it was one of the things that
even before Aftown, I'm sure there was Xylophone Cash.
Xylophone Cash was also a streaming platform.
I think Aftown was in 2016.
Oh, then okay. Xylophone Cash was in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let me get to the phone lines and see if we can talk to Akisiaka. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine, and yourself?
We're blessed and highly favored over here, and thanks for taking a moment of your time to speak to us here on Hits FM.
We are grateful, and we look forward to engaging more with you and your listeners, and on this beautiful morning.
Great. So, first question I want to know is, how was the event anyway? I mean, engaging with the creatives and officially launching the music streaming app.
So really, we must say it's been an exciting moment. It's a moment that we were looking forward to, and we are glad that our musicians and our listeners are equally enthused about having such a product on the market. So we are very excited about GMX, and the excitement keeps growing. So far, a lot of potential users and musicians have been contacting us, really wanting to get on board and also being ambassadors of GMX going forward.
Great. But I'm sure before entering this space, you are well aware of competition when it comes to streaming music, streaming platforms in Ghana. That is the Aftowns and other streaming platforms that have been launched previously. So what sets your app apart from competitors?
So indeed, it's a level playing ground. And we are glad that, we also have others, in the same space as well. Because at the end of the day, what you're looking for is to provide the Ghanaian consumer with a platform or an opportunity to engage and listen and enjoy to the music they want to listen to. So we are glad that Uptown and the others are also in the market. But we also joined the fray with a certain, angle to the whole discussion and the whole a certain advantage to the whole discussion. On our platform, again, we are looking to really build it to the point of it being a repository of all Ghanaian, music, of Ghanaian music origin. So then when you go in there, all kinds of genres will be available to you, and we keep building the catalogs in there. So look out for more, and you will see more in there. Again, the other advantage that we have also is that we've been able to engage the industry itself and the players in there and try to address some of their pertinent concerns, particularly hailing from the very, very basic split sheet and how that has been integrated into the system, so that even as they stream, even as people stream, they can actually also have visibility of the streaming that is happening on our platform, and how consumers are also engaging with and their fans, I should say, are also engaging with their music. So that visibility comes in as an added advantage for them. And again, this system is also connected to the music, their own regulatory body, GAMRO and Musica, so that there's a continuous and, secular visibility throughout the industry. So that's one of the advantages that we bring on board. And again, when it comes to the features of GMS, besides, having the at your fingertips, the array and catalog of music that you want to engage and enjoy, you also have the possibility of having, upfront, if I should say, profile integration with your favorite artist. So we bring in podcasts and stories about your favorite artists, and then also have the possibility of having exclusive interviews with them, exclusive albums on the platform for our users to enjoy. Again, we have also integrated to social media. So there's all that conversation going on around, the music, the artists, the environment, and everybody gets to share in it with their friends, their family, the artists themselves, get to be part of the whole conversation. So these are some of the added features. When it comes to bringing even more value for the artist, we've also integrated, a page in there where artists can also show up the program or the performances they want to embark on, and people can also even buy tickets for the performances on the platform as well. So these are all additional features, and more of such features will be added on as well.
Great. What are your thoughts on music streaming in Ghana? Now, I asked this question at the back of the fact that cost of data as it stands now in Ghana is at its all-time high, where content creators like myself, Tilly, Adam, were complaining that people, or most of the people that subscribe to even some of us on various streaming platforms, they also complain in the comment section that you have fine content, you really want to watch or listen listen to it, but then the cost of data is extremely high. I mean, what are your thoughts on music streaming in Ghana? Is it going up, or is it declining?
It's going up, despite the fact that the cost of data is there. Because at the end of the day, I can tell you, the economic hardship hits all of us, but we need to really distress. So the music helps us to distress. So also listening to our users and then being really empathetic with them. We are in talks with the telcos to see how we can bring in an arrangement somehow to subsidize, the data usage on our platform. So that's ongoing, and we'll announce it in due course.
Great. So how do you navigate, licensing agreements with record labels and artists? Because this is a very cumbersome field.
Again, we've done a lot of engagements have gone on between the artists, the associations, and each record labels in Ghana and out of Ghana. So we are actually negotiating with all of them to make sure that whatever we do is very legitimate, and then in agreement with each party in the equation. So I would hand you over to.
Hello, Akizi.
Hello,
Akizi.
Sorry about the interruption. Yeah. So then we actually are engagement with the Publishers Association as well, GAPI, if you know of GAPI.
Yeah.
And then so we are clear in alignment with all the legal documents covering all the publication, has been integrated. When an artist is releasing their music to us, there's a clear agreement that we sign, and then with GAPI in the fray as well, in the equation as well, so then we are all in alignment as in the clear, transparent, clear, legalized, process.
Okay, so with the vice president and his speech that he made before the app was launched, that was when he met with the creative sector. He used the word revolutionize, which is a revolutionized way of revenue collection, and that is one of the things that our app seeks to correct or solve. One of the issues that the app wants to correct or solve as it is. How does it work with respect to revenue generation for artists and labels? How does it work on the app?
So like I mentioned before, this has been integrated a basic system of the split sheet. If you're familiar with the split sheet, this is the sheet whereby before artists and musicians and producers, put together their work, they agree on a certain split of revenue and royalty. To say the publisher gets 50%, the lyricist gets 25%, and these are all legal structures that are put in place. And then we actually incorporate that, right from the studio. That data is captured, that record is captured, and is actually integrated into the system. This system is also connected with another app that, is visible to the musician. So they have it in their hand. They see clearly what the split sheet agreement is in there. And this split sheet is actually also linked to the streaming platform. So whatever goes on the streaming platform is visible to the artist, is visible to all the players within the work of the musician. So they all agree. And this is called, we call it the creator app. So then whatever is going on the streaming platform, and then with time as well, this is also be, integrated with your station, the TV stations, whatever else the artist's music is played, commercially, and it's all, whatever goes, however you play, how often you play his music, it shows on his monitoring platform. However, how frequently or which program you play on, it shows on their monitoring platform. So there's clear visibility. Whatever happens with that music, with that work, it shows, and it's actually the royalties are calculated at the back end based on the split sheet agreement. So there's clear visibility everywhere, and it's all interconnected and very visible for all to see. Okay,
so you mentioned that the app will forward, the forward technology part of it would be connecting to radio station and TV station where music where music will be used and revenue generated for the artists as well. I'm thinking, isn't that for Gamro or you?
Exactly. So really, as we mentioned before, we are really using this process to, support the music industry. So Gamro is actually in charge of this. It's actually owned. This part of the components of the tool is owned by Gamro.
That is the monitoring part of it.
The monitoring platform, exactly. So we are just, coordinating our streaming end to feed into the monitoring platform for Gamro. And then, we are also, with a split sheet from the studio, also connecting that to information to Gamro to monitor.
That's amazing. But when I asked for the revenue generation, and I was thinking, because, there are other streaming platforms where artists put their music, and me being an artist, there's a clear-cut let's say, way of knowing how much you make when your songs are being streamed on a specific app, i.e., let's say YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. All these apps, they have clear metrics of how you generate your money. Let's say 100 clicks or 100 streams will earn you X amount of money. That is what I wanted to find out from you. How does yours, that is the Ghana Music Experience, work?
Yeah, so I'm sure with this you're referring to what the pay-per stream charges, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So again, we are concluding the whole discussion on the pay-per stream rate, and we are in talks with all the platforms and the musicians themselves and the musicians' bodies like Gamro and Musica to clearly align and finalize the agreement on what is a fair but a much more even better rate to give to our musicians. So if Spotify is giving you X, of course we do X times something to give to our local musicians. Yeah. So
as it stands now, it's not been agreed, right? You don't have.
It's almost signed off. So coming into next week, it would be operationalized. Yeah.
Okay. So and also, is it artist based? Like, is it, or there's a flat rate that is happening across board that is happening?
So we would actually, hold all the details of the agreement coming into next week. Yeah.
Okay. So
what's the details of it? Yeah.
What's the percentage that goes into, or that one is also being worked on? The percentage that goes to artists and the ones that goes to the record labels and all that. Is it also being worked on?
So it's like I mentioned. We want to sign it off. It's all been determined, but we need to sign it off properly, and then we would actually, announce the details of it. So all that has been worked on, and percentages that go to each of the players within the work, and it's clear for everyone to see.
Okay, so I want to ask you this question because I'm quite concerned about sustainability of the app, because it's a big app, and I believe it will go a long way to help our artists here in Ghana and also residing elsewhere in the world. I'm thinking marketing. I'm thinking maintenance of the app. What is the plan that you have to expand the user base of the app? Because with respect to let's say iTunes or Spotify, I know Spotify is doing a lot of engagements and marketing around the world to make sure that they build a solid user base for themselves, for the artists to make money out of it, and for them to make money out of it, and get the platform up and running. I spoke to Antoine over the week, and he told me about the cost, the dollar cost of maintaining the app, the server cost of maintaining, the dollar cost of maintaining the app, and it's really on the high side. So what are your plans of expanding your user base and marketing the product itself?
Okay, so like we mentioned before, we are very serious about the GMX app, and then for the contribution it brings to our culture and then to Ghanaians at large. So as we keep going, we would unfold our marketing plans. And again, we are very listening, brand. So then if our consumers and our users have any ideas, we will engage them and actually sort of co-create our journey together. So stay tuned and then, watch our next steps, and then, of course, bring in your own ideas as well.
Okay, so I think one conversation that happened on radio with respect to music streaming app was one conversation with a major stakeholder in government who used to be a part of us in the creative sector, and his idea was that Ghanaians don't have the numbers that can make a streaming platform a viable venture in this territory. Do you agree?
Okay, so I mean, I'm sure you would agree with me that when the whole idea of mobile money started, we were in the same position as well. But here we are with mobile money. So we keep leapfrogging when it comes to technology and people embarking on technology. So we are very positive about it.
And what are some of the challenges that your app has faced ever since it was launched?
Really, we've only started. So I'm sure as we go on, we would encounter a few challenges here and there, but we'll surmount it. And this is same for all, newly launched products. It's always an iterative process. So as you keep going, you listen to your users, you listen to other stakeholders, and then you keep improving as you go.
So as it stands now, the app is up and running like Stoneboy.
That's right. So come on board and run with us.
Definitely. I've downloaded the app. I have Adam here. He has a question for you.
Good morning, Madam Akese.
Good morning, Adam.
Please, I want you to, clarify this, especially from your side for me. A week ago, you were on a platform, a sister radio platform, claiming that this has nothing to do with government. It's a private entity initiative. There's no partnership. But I have cited a press release signed by you, and I was at the press conference or the unveiling, which was clear that there's a partnership between the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture and a private entity. What has accounted for your shift? Because this press release is signed by you.
Okay, so it was an interesting discussion we had, on that. And I think the conversation was mainly about, wanting to know whether government is funding GMX. So that's government is funding, but there is nothing from government.
Okay, we'll try and get her back. I'm sure this part is where most of us in here are not really clear on it. Yeah, and whether the government is financing or sponsoring. Adam, I beg, relax. Relax. We'll get her back on the line. You have you have your day. What was your question again? Explain with the aid of a world label diagram.
A week ago, Saturday like this, she was on a platform, Peace FM specifically, and she indicated that this is not a partnership with government. It's a private initiative. But at the press launch, the minister, Honorable Andrew Ejapamesa, made it known that there's a partnership between the Ministry of Tourism and the private initiative. So I have also cited a press release signed by
Hold on, I have Akese back on the line. Hello, Akese.
Hello.
Adam wants to continue the question.
All right.
So, earlier your
Did you hear the response? Or maybe I recap the response I gave.
Kindly continue with the response.
All right. So like I mentioned before, the conversation at that time was wanting to really understand whether government is infusing funds into the project. But then there are various ways of, partnering with an entity or with the government. And what we are deriving from the government is not necessarily funds, but also operational, and then other support that we can get from the government. And mainly because the government owns our, regulates our culture, helps us build our culture through the Ministry of Art and Culture. And earlier on, I mentioned, how the whole app is connected to addressing some industry concerns through GMRO. GMRO works in connection with the Ministry of Art and Culture. And that's where the partnership comes in. That's where the support comes in. And on top of that, when it comes to the regulatory environment, who is in a better place to really champion the regulatory environment than the government? So the government is working through the ministries. The government through the ministries is helping us with the regulatory environment, which goes to support the whole industry at large with regard to issues like piracy and connecting issues around that.
Adam, are you okay?
I am still not certain. I'm still not clear because when the vice president met the creative arts players at Alisa Hotel, he was emphatic that they will
fund the
make sure
stages.
they take the developmental expenses. So, I mean, if you are trying to make it known that it's nothing financial, I mean, what kind of developmental expenses are we talking about here?
So, like I mentioned, it's an integrated tool, but there's a GAMRO component of the tool that is owned by GAMRO, and that's what he was referring to when with regard to development expenses and all that, and not the streaming tool. It's a GAMRO bit of it, the monitoring tool for GAMRO.
Adam, are you okay?
Interesting. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Akisi. I also have another question here. I don't know if my panelists want to ask any question. I think my brother Nino is also listening to us this morning, and he wants to know if you haven't concluded pay-per-stream agreements with the artists. What agreement did you sign with the artists before uploading their songs on the platform? He wants to know.
The interesting thing is about the pay-per-stream, because that's where we come to the crunch of the whole matter about how much revenue our dear artists are going to earn. And that's what I explained earlier, to say that we've actually drafted the agreement, the structure. We've actually had a lot of engagement with various stakeholders to arrive at where we are at now. So then, coming into next week, we'll communicate clearly what the details of that, structure, cost structure, and agreement is. Yeah.
Meaning you've reached agreement with some artists that has given you the right to upload their songs on the platform.
So we are. I will not want to put out any artists or any, but then let's come out with a full picture, and then we can actually carry on the conversation from there.
Okay, Akisi, thanks a lot for joining us this morning here on Hits FM.
Thank you very much for having us this morning.
We wish you all the best.
Have a great program.
Wish you all the best, and of course, please let's download the app, everybody. Let's download the app, GMX Ghana Music Xperience. I love the interface; it's very, very nice. Catchy feel. Adam, do you have it on your phone?
Yeah.
Actually, you have it there.
Yes, I have it. And when you sign in, they give you a disclaimer that says that the musical works uploaded on the GMX platform are for testing purposes only. These works have been made available solely to evaluate the functionality, performance, and user experience of GMX. They are not intended for commercial use or public distribution during the testing phase. All rights to the content remain with the respective owners, and no royalties or financial compensations will be generated or distributed during this period. It will be free, not be free.
Yeah, so for now.
Yeah.
For testing. Or more testing.
And then the latter part says that upon completion of the testing, these works will be removed and the platform will proceed with the official releases in compliance with all the copyright laws and agreements.
So I think the question still remains, what type of agreement do you have with the artists before using their works to test your app?
I'm sure they agreed that you can use my song to test the app, because I'm not sure they can just pick somebody's property and just intellectual property and just upload and say I'm using it as a test run, whilst people, because this morning I have played a Sebo Amenfi song on my phone in the house, so you can't tell me that because you are using it as your lab rat, somebody should use the song for free. No, I'm sure they have agreed to want to have their songs there as the lab rat. So yeah, but can I continue with mine?
Continue.
I think the marketing, the pre-release marketing on this thing, whether it was strategic or it was just a PR debacle or whatever it was, I think it has all inured to the benefit of the platform, because I don't know any Ghanaian-owned platform or enterprise by a private that has generated some form of national conversation by the mere affiliation with the vice president or with the political party. You get it? So if really it was part of the plan to give it some form of talkability. I think they have nailed it. Honestly,
it's a genius marketing plan.
It is honestly. I can't.
Also has its own.
Brilliant.
I'll come to the ramifications, but I mean, I'm sitting here and
There's
I'm
nothing like bad hype.
Charlie, at this point,
Hype is hype.
There is.
Let me finish. You let me finish.
Once you finish, you will
I'm saying that I'm sitting here and I'm like, there are other things that have been launched in this country and did not generate this level of attention. So whether or not, as I said, it was a pure marketing PR debacle or this was the plan, it has all come to the end where, look at it, we are talking about this thing, GMX and all. However, I also think that they should also be very, very careful about the ramifications of that affiliation. I think that was where Eden wanted to go. The affiliation, they have to be careful, because I don't want them to act ignorantly and think that, oh, because we have launched it and we are saying it is privately owned, it will not be affected in the future. Ghana had the way we move, as political as we are. Once the NPP government is no longer in power, now that affiliation with the ministry that makes sure that we make the things move. You know, the new party that will come and there are people that will come. Are they going to be willing to support you? Because we've seen certain things that should have grown from stage to stage in our sector that did not grow because of political interruptions, and it is bad. You get it? But I am hoping that whether NDC comes in power, the movement for change, Cheddar, they evaluate the importance of this thing to the sector, and they see, like the way they said they are going to fund free SHS because it's good for the nation, no? Whether it is MPPs, and they are going to fund it, right? They are going to evaluate it and see if they will keep it. They should look at certain things that have been done now, whether it is privately, it is done in partnership with the private sector or not. They should weigh it, and it's important to the sector, and decide if they can continue it, because it will really pain me that this thing will be done well, and per the way I'm seeing, if you're able to actually roll it out next week and everything is clear, they'll just come, and then after, because of the party that was affiliated with
roll out, I mean, they stay it's indicated January 2025.
2025, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it means
they have
that
time. They have some time.
They have some time. So I'm hoping that it doesn't die, but they should also know that there is a potential that it could die because of that political affiliation they did with this particular platform. Because there's a reason why private sectors want to remain private without these political interruptions. But once you are launching a program and you put Dr. Digital on it and says he's the one coming to launch, you should know that you have automatically made it political. And you can't blame people who treat it that way. But all the same, also, as I'm saying, I am hoping that it will surpass political whatever, and they see it as a valuable asset to our industry and treat it that way. Now, finally, I want to say that the conversation is quite interesting. The Gamro part and all of it. Then it makes me wonder what happened to the other one. They said they were building for Gamro, Gapi, and all those things. If Gamro's work is going to be infused in this one, then what happened?
There's a monitoring.
Let me help you.
There's a monitoring part of
it. Even
at
the unveiling, the vice president said that they are going to help get a software for Gamro to be able to. I mean, and
because let me say something very emphatic. Last Tuesday, there was an interview on the same piece, an interview with one of the Gamro people where they were actually going to launch the Gamro one, but they realized that it wasn't paid for because it was a prototype and people will see through the sham. So they had to put it aside. So at what point again did they decide that, you know what, let us leave this and now come and inculcate this with the GMX one, which is a privately owned, because this one, it was going to be Gamro government was going to fund for Gamro. And then it was going to be used for Gamro and Gamro's purposes. So at what point have they now boycotted something that would have benefited Gamro and everything, and say the best way? But all the same.
No, but we can have one or
no.
We can have two or three.
The vice president said they are going to help Gamro get
the platform.
Okay, so we can can't we have 2 or 3 apps to collect revenue for Gamro?
No. Wait.
The same work.
So
Ghana Bako revenue baby. Artist Bako.
What are you talking about? So you are on Hit FM, and then GMX is coming for royalties, and then Gamro is coming for royalties for the same thing you are doing.
If you are not careful,
then it means that the confusion that they are trying to prevent, it is going to happen.
That's not even the point. You see, the laws. I don't have the specific law, but the laws don't allow that for you to even create other collection societies. Gamro is being going to court up and down. Have you seen any other collection agency?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. So
my question was, can't we have
the woman self will talk? I don't know.
I would say, hold on. Can't we have like 2 apps or 2 streaming platforms that can help gather revenue for Gamro? Is it not possible? Is it something technologically can't be done? That may be a play of Sarkodie's song on Hits FM. Maybe app 1 recorded it, same app 2 also recorded it, and then they reconcile at the back end. Can't it be done?
It's possible, as long as at the end of the day, the artist will have the transparency part of it being done, because that has been one of the biggest problems with Gamro. Transparency. Me seeing, say, as an artist, and I have accrued this amount, and so at the end of the day, whether percentage, they take their percentage out, I'm getting this. So even if you use 15 machines to actually monitor the space, fine. But at the end of the day, let it be transparent. Let the artist go home feeling like they've not been robbed. Okay. What you say? And finally, to my point, I think there is a major part that Bawumia and the government can really come in if it comes to the survival of this platform, data reduction. And that has been a very crucial part of streaming in this country. Data reduction. We keep saying that data reduction, and then for some time there was a certain silence on the Bawumia government, especially because you are pushing digitalization, and then you are quiet on data charges. So to me, whether or not this will transcend the MPP government and the Akufo-Addo government and the NDC government, it all depends on if the people, the consumers, are going to be able to constantly afford data to be able to use it. So if they want to make it survive, they should look at that side for the consumers, because this thing, no matter how we position it, it's not for NDC, it's not for MPP, it is for the consumers. We are the ones going to use it on the daily. So if it is difficult to use it, Omaboka as a private entity, but all the same, this is good, and I am really glad. And I must say, their marketing strategy, their pre-marketing strategy, whether it was a debacle or not, it was pure genius. And I'm now waiting to see the work they will do after it has been launched. But good luck to them. And I like the page. When you open, it has a certain, some
Yankee vibe.
Yes, I like.
It's giving Ghana music Ed. That's what it's giving. But I wanted to counter you on several points. I think with respect to data usage, when we had a conversation, cost of data, not data usage, cost of data. When we had a conversation with Antoine on Daybreak Hits, he was of the view that the cost of data doesn't really, it's not really affecting music streams in Ghana at the moment, because people will want to spend on things that make them happy, and maybe they are not spending, or they are not using the data in certain aspects. But being a co-founder and also a chairman at After, he's strongly saying that it really know they affect that much. That is what his point of view, and he is apolitical at this point. If it was coming from Akesi, we would say okay, because they have, or one way or the other, in bed with the government, will be an but he's on the other side. I don't know. We have to ask our listeners this: the cost of data. Let's ask our listeners this question this morning. The cost of data affecting.
They are the users.
Yeah, they are the users. Is it affecting your data usage?
But you have the answer already. Anytime you post something, people come underneath it, then they tell you, don't they? What is Antoine saying?
Antoine's
that's his view.
Yeah.
Maybe he can afford data. I'm saying that when you post something on YouTube, you see, because earlier this morning you said that.
Yes.
People come underneath your content. They say, oh, Charlie.
Sometimes you want to watch it.
So what is Antoine saying?
Anyway,
the
last one I wanted to speak on with respect to what Tilly said was that the fact that I know the vice president, he came into the business from the economics background, and he, as it stands now, he's deferred the economics course and he's entered into IT. Let him be there. He's trying as much as possible not to deal with anything that has economics at the back end. He wants to remain in the IT class. So please, anything with respect to cost, these are purely economics things. Leave him. Not on any IT. I beg you. Boo. You two want to defer me to the IT
For
class.
me, you see, it's sad, and not to disrespect the lady that spoke, but she knows nothing about what she's speaking about. She was just speaking about the bush. Most of the things that I heard her saying was next week. I think the whole thing they're doing, and she just admitted it's experimental. You know, so they are trying to see whether it will work, right? I don't believe this will even last. We'll pass this year. It won't get to 4 months. It's actually dead on arrival.
Oh,
yeah, no facts. I mean, what will make you DJ Slim, move your content from YouTube or your TikTok and all that, and put it on? You know, to start with, what's Ghana Music Experience? It's an event. It's not an app, a streaming app. It doesn't even sound like it. The marketing bit, the name, it doesn't even, sound. Check all the streaming platforms. You know, it's either Spotify, it's either Boomplay, it's either iTunes. You know, it's catchy. It's trendy. Ghana Music Experience sounds like an event we need to do for Ghana on the 6th of March, so that people will come around the world
to come and experience
our music. You understand?
That's dope.
Yes.
No, but like to think about
yes.
an event like that.
Yes.
An event like that.
That's what it should be. You know, and
when they have taste of Ghana, Ghana Music Experience to the December.
You know,
so it should be under the year of return.
Maybe. You know, and so I mean, how are you going to get people to? There are a lot of questions. How are you going to get people to put their stuff there and get people to stream? You know, you were asking about percentage, how it will benefit the creators, and they've not even sorted it out. There's too much question mark, too many question marks rather around this whole thing. You know, and if it's a private initiative, you know, kudos, they are trying to be part of the building of whatever, but for something that government is partnering, I don't think this is anything worth even wasting our time on, you know, because really the issues that we are faced with, are not what they are hoping to address. I don't think that any creator in Ghana has complained about what they are making of these international platforms, because DJ Slim, you're a creator. Everybody else here is a creator. You know what you're going to make before you put your stuff on YouTube.
Exactly.
And you are making what you've agreed that you will make.
Exactly.
You understand? The only reason why you are affiliated with YouTube is that you know that YouTube is an international platform.
Yes.
They spent millions of dollars to advertise their brand.
Yes.
So you know that if you put your content there,
yes,
the chances of DJ Khaled, PDD, wherever he is behind bars, will catch a glimpse of DJ Slim talking is high. What is the GMX? What are they ensuring?
The marketing plan to make sure that
that when we put our stuff there, because nobody wants to go and produce content and watch the content by themselves.
Yeah.
You know, when you're on Spotify, you're on iTunes, you know that if they play Wizkid, they go play Stonebwoy, they go play Familia. You know, they are in that circle, because the thing is a global village now. So, I mean, the whole thing be some way. Be some way. I mean, there are too many question marks. And we are hoping that they will be able to. I mean, we can't just trash the effort. It's an effort, but it's just
for effort.
It's just that for me, and I'm speaking from the government point of view. If it was a private, also kudos, they've done well. Let's, but if government says I'm partnering these people to solve our problem, that's not our problem now. You know, that's not our problem. Yesterday I spoke with your sister station, Joy Joy TV or something, you know.
Joy Prime.
Joy Prime, yes, Rosling, right? And I had said that, look, I've spoken about it here before, about blank levy fees and how, you know, yes, those are the things we're looking at. You know, today as we speak, these telcos are the people that our works are being distributed on. What is government trying to do for creators? How is government taxing them so that creators will get their share? Now, when they are dealing with creative people, they should understand the reason why we are creative. We are the only sector. Yeah, we are the only sector that create something out of nothing. We are not dumb people. We are not poor people. All we are asking that is we're creating content. We are not seeing the money. We don't get the money back. How do we ensure that we get the money back and go back into our labs and create? You understand? So this app will not solve that question. You understand? This app, look, if you go to TikTok and all, there's a fund, a creators fund that you can tap into to do your creation, because they know that once they need that content. You understand what I'm saying? So these are the things that the creator or the creative is looking for to ensure that, the next day I'll be on there creating. You understand? As we speak now, people are on TikTok doing the same thing we're doing and they are getting paid. There's a show on TikTok. There are several shows on TikTok. You go, everybody is on that, and they are getting paid
for that.
Yes, for that. So who's going to go on GMX and all the things she was saying? I don't understand. Like, they're trying to put Facebook and Instagram and everything together. How? I know they get up. You understand? And why do you want to reinvent the wheel when the thing is there already? And I'm all saying all this because it's governmental.
If it was a private entity.
No, I don't have a problem. They also have to enter into a space and make some money. But if government is associated and affiliated with something like this, then they lost the plot. You understand? And again, when you speak about creatives or the creative sector, it's a big space. You have the fashion people. How are they going to benefit from what is just launched? The Hairdressers Association and barbers. I mean, they fall under all those, you know. Tell me.
All these artisans.
Yes. Basketry, all that. Poetry. How are they, you know?
Maybe we'll take pictures and put it on the app.
Photography, you know. So for government to go and stand behind something like this and say we are partnering, then Charlie, they lost the plot. They don't even know what the space is about. You understand? Now, if you realize what Baumia is saying, I'm sure he's listening to, or some of the guys, the cooker and whoever are listening. So now he wants to say Gamro and Charlie. It'd be sad. And it's all to win votes in the creative space for December. It no go far. It no go far. And I'm speaking purely because this thing is a governmental initiative. I say, me if
it's not partnership. It's a partnership.
Initiative.
No, it can't be an initiative.
But that's what the man said months before this. He says we are putting together a streaming platform.
When he says we, he's saying we as in government in partnership with a private entity.
No, please.
Well, I can play the voice here.
Please. Which one are you playing?
I'm going to play the one that when you met with the creatives.
When?
That was like a couple of weeks ago, right?
No, before that, he had spoken about it. It was on that same platform he spoke about the hailing app.
Hey.
Yes.
That is the okay, then that's supposed to be their manifesto. But he said it at the launching that this is not what the government wants to launch. Are they lie?
I wasn't at
Mark on Peace FM.
I'm not talking about Mark.
He said, I mean,
so Mark is supposed to be the touch point for the.
Yes.
Mark is supposed to be the touch point.
This is different from manifesto.
This is different from what is in the 2020 manifesto under Kufuado, and different from the Baumia manifesto as well. Different.
Honestly, I'm confused.
Yes,
what they want to do.
Me too.
So there are a lot of promises. So like I've said, if this thing survives past December,
we could call you fish.
Yes. Encore baby, Masha. Encore baby.
Adam, quick one on this, and then we move on.
For me, I mean, I'm not so, much on the launch. Because there are more than one local streaming platform. I want to see the government sit at the table with the various app developers, because there is a Ghana music app, there is a Uptown, about 5 or 6 of the local streaming platforms, all Ghana song app. I mean, what measures or policy initiatives can the government put in place to ensure that these local entities are protected? You know, that's why every developed country, we are a developing country, every developed country has local policies protecting local companies from infiltration of other companies. You've seen America and China be at war over some technology issue where TikTok, they are even having problems with TikTok.
Yeah.
So you cannot enter into a certain jurisdiction easily. But unfortunately, that's what happens with Ghana. We can have foreign infiltration at the expense of the local companies. It is why you always see Guta going on strike and fighting some foreigners from engaging in certain activities which are done locally and they do not have the right to do. It is why Uptown and other local apps have failed to survive or be at the top where we would have wished they are. There are no clear protectionism policies for them. So the government should not be interested in just helping to launch, but ensuring that there are better policies which shields these people. There's some enabling environment, because if you read the Creative Art Act, it talks about giving the fund, the establishment of the fund. It talks about giving support to people who want to put in place or want to manufacture or develop apps like this. So are we going to be interested in giving people money to develop apps without protecting them against foreign entrants? Because Uptown suffered when Boomplay and other people started coming with huge financial muzzle to come and muzzle them out of business. So what are we going to do to protect these local entities we are launching, so that it will not just be a launch party, but it will be something which will be relevant and will stay to protect local interests?
I think the conversation will still linger on. Next week, Seth, I'm sure somebody will react to some of these things. And I really like the point of protecting the local business, especially, because since GMX itself is a local app, we need to know exactly what the government is doing once they are in partnership with GMX. We need to know what exactly they are doing to protect them, and what level of protection are we talking about? Is it going to also stifle the already existing artists who have their music on these platforms? Because I remember that is during the AFCON, where one of our very own Jonila was in Cote d'Ivoire, and he was telling us that certain songs cannot even be used on Facebook and other streaming platforms if you are in that territory. So can we also accept that our artists, would they accept the fact that maybe if you give your music to an aggregator and they distribute the songs on all these DSPs, but if you are in Ghana, you can't have access to them because we are protecting GMX, as one of those, protection stuff. You won't mean you sue, let's say, Sarkodie's music. If you are in Ghana, you have to automatically shift to GMX. You get it? It can be, it's technology. It can be done, and then you can listen to Sarkodie's song on Spotify. You are being forced one way or the other to use GMX to stream when you are in Ghana. Will the artists accept that? These are some of the conversation I'm sure will linger on next week. But anyway, Eddie,
it's about money. It's all about money. If you are giving me enough to want me for somebody not to stream my song on Spotify when they are in Ghana, and you are giving me enough that will cover for the money I make from Spotify if my music is being played there, it all comes to waste, which is why it breaks my heart that at this point in time they haven't been able to state the amount, because that would have been the biggest selling point for any creator to want to say, I want to put my content there, especially when all they've been pushing is the fact that this one is going to actually pay better. So if you don't know the rate at which you are paying me better, what is your selling point?
No, but also let's not forget about the user base. The user base makes everything make sense, because if you are going to pay me better, if people stream and the people are not on it, where is the money coming from? If the app has like 15 users and you say you are going to pay me better.
No, but that's not our problem. That is the job of the team and their marketing team to make sure that the platform reach a lot of people.
Exactly.
If what you tell me when I come to you, first of all, you need the creators, which is the right owners, before the users come in, which is why we are saying that this is a dummy app right now, because the product is not there. So even if I bring 10,000 people, where is the product they're coming to stream? But you must give me a deal for me to want to put my content on there, and that is why we're hoping this partnership with government was supposed to be a government thing, because they will determine, say, you know what, we are going to bear the cost of this, so that you can have a leveling playing ground for negotiation with the artists or the rights owners. Then now we can help you with some marketing budget where you can now push the content to the consumers to get the subscriptions and all. But that shouldn't come, whether it is 10 subscribers now, whether it is 2, 1, 0, negative 1, it shouldn't affect how much my content that I'm putting there. I should know the price by now. Do you get it?
No, I get it.
I should know the price.
Okay, so in the long run, what I'm trying to say is, if we want to push the app, or when I say we, I'm saying this on behalf of GMX. If we want to,
in what capacity?
As
a user,
no, as a human being. If we want to push the app, there needs to be some form of protection for a young app like GMX from all major competitors, whether it's Boomplay, who's got finance from China. No, I'm just saying.
Why? Because they are GMX?
No.
See, even
it's done elsewhere.
I understand. Why didn't we do that for Aftown?
Yes, I'm coming.
Why didn't we do that for Aftown? But why Dex?
Yes, that's why I'm saying they should sit at the table.
No, that I agree.
When you go to every field, there are local policies.
No, Uptown complained when we had a conversation with Antoine. He complained that they suffered with the introduction of iTunes and Spotify. They suffered when they entered into our territory. They were giving artists advance to produce songs. Boomplay were buying catalogs and all that. You understand? So they suffered a lot. They couldn't have access to the music, and also the artists themselves, they were much more focused on all these apps than Aftown. So if there's a new one coming up, it will also free the challenges that
what protection are you talking about?
So that is why I'm saying that if the government or if we as GMX, we want to push it, we will need some form of protection to make sure that like you said, we have a level playing field.
What protection?
So that is why I'm saying that, let's say artist A wants to strong arm the fan base to stream on the GMX. One form of protection is that my songs will be exclusive to, let's say, app A and not on app B. Or it's on app A but and on app B at the same time. But when you are in the territory of app A, you can't have access to it.
You know why that is fundamentally wrong?
Tell me.
Because then this is not one. We've already established that this is not a government property. This is no, hold on. If you are saying, per what Adam said, you want to level the playing ground and protect all local apps like Aftown, fine. I agree. But if you want to say GMX, we GMX, so then it means that why? Who are they? Why are they special for that? For us to do that thing to protect them? So if you are saying that if you are in Ghana, you can't use any other app but the locally made platform like GMX and Aftown, fine. Then you are protecting the terrain.
You can use the app, but you can't have access to local songs because they don't. I'm sure they don't also have access to.
But I'm saying local songs on Aftown too. It should go beyond GMX. Then you are saying fine. That I agree. But if you just say GMX no pay when it is not a government property but it is somebody's private business and there's a law to protect it, then at the detriment of the Aftowns and co, that is not fair.
So I mean, we need to have a local content policy on some of these things because the new development, the digital space. If you go to the oil sector, there is a local content policy. If you go to the mining sector, there is a local content policy. Those who are trading and everywhere where we have Guta, there is a local content policy.
And you think we don't have that in the creative space?
Creative space?
Yes. Maybe find out. Maybe you don't know.
So,
ways to protect.
Not that I know everything in the creative space. I mean, from what we heard from the vice president, I mean, much wasn't said about that. All he said was, I mean, this will ensure that they fight against, I mean, song theft and other things. Copyright law. I mean, we have our copyright law.
You know the LI thing. This thing is not. Are they not among? Because it will shock me.
Copyright and others day.
I even have a problem with you guys using the word protection.
You want to protect the app?
How? Why is the app in danger?
No, it's not in danger.
So why do you want you only provide protection if something is in danger?
No, the app will only be in danger if we leave it to compete on the world stage or even in our local market with all these big giants.
It's a competitive space. So say that, we should aid the the GMX to be able to be competitive. Don't say protection. When you say protection, I don't get it.
No, but aiding is also another form of protection.
No. You see, we are in a global village, right? So when you say protect, are you saying that now we're going to put laws to put the law in the space and say, hey, boom play, don't be buying catalog. Hey, don't be. What do you mean? I don't get it.
No, it can happen if the.
Why would you say that because it's a government partnership? Why wouldn't you say because it's a government partnership, right? And they are coming on board to help GMX to grow. Yeah.
They are funding them with X amount.
Thank you. So all the A-list artists, let's say we have about 10, from the sax to the Shatters to the Stones to the Fancy Gadams to the Famias, whatever. If you want to, we are giving each person $1 million to put their thing there. Then you are putting money into the artist's pocket.
Sure. So
and ensuring that GMX will stay or last. You understand? But I want to say protect our own country. I don't know.
Be only at the apps. I mean, like those who bring the content. It should be all encompassing. So
let me say content. I was just limiting it to music. But every creator, we are paying you X amount of money.
We are funding you.
Good.
To create.
Because that's exactly what all these other people in the space did. To be here today to ensure their their space in the space.
Okay.
So you don't get a free ride because you are a Ghanaian what? So I don't get it.
So, Boo, this is why this is what I mean. No, this is what I mean by protection. Because Super Bowl halftime sponsored by Apple. Last year, they spent an amount of $25 million just to promote the performance and also have right to own that. Can we, in all honesty, we don't have that level of financial muscle?
Who doesn't have it?
Oh,
I mean, when you say we, you mean GMX?
No.
Who?
GMX will need be.
Now why?
And is the government also willing to invest that amount of money? Hold on with your thoughts, and let me also run you through several things that they've promised the creative industry and not been able to fulfill them.
But are you coming to tell me we are all in the space and we know these people are liars? So I don't know why you are coming to tell me what we know already. And my point is, iTunes and all the Apple are not. It is not governmental driven. It's not government sponsored. These are private entities running their business. And that's why I have a problem with government associating themselves with this and limiting our creative space to a streaming platform. You get my point?
I'm following.
Listen, if government wants to do anything for the creative space, I've said this last year. I was on TV3 saying that data is like expensive. Look, as it stands now, if government is
5G is here.
If government is able to do something on data, they don't even need to create jobs.
The data go create them.
But you know,
just like the Ghana card.
you know, they see.
Wow.
You know, they see. Say everybody they create something. Listen, we are in the space where if you religiously spend time on the internet, you will make money. You know that.
Online mode.
Yes. You know, so imagine government says, hey, Charlie, let's say, I don't know how they calculate their data, whatever. The bundle. Bundle are over 10 cities. So say, who? Who? To 1 CD. I'm telling you, they don't have to worry about the Gen Zs or they mention them, the Gen X or Gen whatever. They are okay. They are sitting at home on their phones and they are making their money.
Nah, he's right.
I'm telling you.
Do the math on my head. It be right.
I'm telling you.
Because the data I spent to upload content. So
I'm telling you.
Who mommy are?
I'm telling you. Who? You understand? That's all. Look, if you want to do if you want youth population for votes, and if Maumia is listening to me, if he wants to win,
he's a class rep for the digital class, IT class.
Good. He's been saying, that he has the power now to do that. Negotiate with the telcos. Charlie, listen, I'm telling you, I say, you check your back end. Please check your back end. You realize that your streams, they are not from here.
Exactly.
Ghanaians who are streaming your thing are not from here.
US, UK.
Yes. Because Charlie, data no data no craft wherever you go catch. You know, free Wi-Fi. Listen, have you even imagined if you go to Telecel or Tigo or have you even gone to the office that they have Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi? How does it make sense to you? Does it make sense to you that a telco providing services, you go into their space, they don't even have free Wi-Fi? Does it make sense to you?
Data no boy thing.
Now no more data na nye
no boy thing.
Oh no, Wi-Fi
for Ghana, there be some way. Wi-Fi for Ghana is like
the Wi-Fi for Ghana. No, as a day here right now they use free Wi-Fi for multimedia. That one said B plus. I say make me they use Tigo. You enter this day I go there. I say Janamu. So no, I say how? It makes sense.
Church have the password at all the Wi-Fi. So even church.
So you should know. Our biggest problem as creatives, data. Data. So whoever is solving that problem is whoever we are going with.
Okay.
You know, we'll stream what?
Well, Showbiz Review Extra here on Hits 103.9 Saturdays from 9 to 11, and we are on